Hello, my name is Megan Daly, and I will be discussing whether or not Mary Shelley's novel Frankenstein is a warning or a homage to modern science. I believe that this novel is in fact a warning to modern science. While modern science is often used to create a better world, it has treated many that are sick and it has revolutionized our way of thinking. However, sometimes you gain just enough knowledge to be dangerous and unhelpful to the human race. Creating life or new inventions can be an obsession, and it is potentially dangerous to research new things that are unknown, and Victor created a being stronger than man that cannot be stopped. This creature is like a soldier without any orders or morals. This presentation will consist of three main points: the creation of a creature stronger than man, the dangers of knowledge, and finally, obsession. To begin, this is a warning to modern science because Victor created a creature stronger than man, unstoppable and powerful. The monster himself knew of his power, like when he says, "Remember, thou hast made me more powerful than thyself. My height is superior to thine, my joints more supple, but I will not be tempted to set myself in opposition to thee." At this time, the creature knows he is superior to Victor. This is dangerous because the creature holds all the cards and can at any time become violent and kill whoever he pleases. The second quote recounts the events of Victor refusing to make another female creature when he says, "I do refuse it," I replied, "and no torture shall ever extort a consent from me. You may render me the most miserable of men, but you shall never make me base in my own eyes. Shall I create another like yourself, whose joint wickedness might desolate the world?" In this instant, Victor knows that he made a mistake creating the creature in the first place. He knows that this creature can hurt the world. The link to the real world. At this very moment, scientists and military teams are trying to create the first super soldier. They have a goal of creating humans stronger and faster than others, much like the character Captain America. They have done tests on mice trying to complete this task, implanting them with a test tube of human DNA into their brains, and have seen incredible results. The mice have been seen to have a higher score on memory and cognitive tests. The dangers of these types of inventions is for wrong uses. Someone bad or criminal can get their hands on it, and it would not be good for everyone. To continue on to my second point, the danger of knowledge. As I said earlier, you sometimes gain just enough knowledge to be dangerous and unhelpful to the human race. Here are some quotes to prove that. When they say, "The ancient teachers of this science," said he, "promised impossibilities and performed nothing. The modern masters promise very little. They know that metals cannot be transmuted, and their elixir of life is chimera. Knowledge is a very powerful thing, and we must be careful when it comes to obtaining it, because it can be dangerous and unpredictable." The next quote is Victor talking about his interest when he says, "One of the phenomena which had particularly attracted my attention was the structure of the human frame, and indeed any animal endued with life. Whence, I often asked myself, did the principle of life proceed?" Victor was asking himself questions about knowledge that should not be answered, because after he answered this question, his life turned upside down. Now to the link to the real world. Researchers have been using stem cells to try and create treatments for things like diabetes, muscular degeneration, and ALS. However, there have been a plan to launch research about using stem cells to reverse the effects of death. These scientists are working in very dangerous territory and are trying to break the circle of life. Now to advance to my third and last point, obsession. This is a recurring theme in the novel Frankenstein. It is a warning to modern science because obsession is very unhealthy for the human body, just like when Victor says, "Every night I was oppressed by a slow fever, and I became nervous to a most painful degree, a disease that I regretted the more because I had hitherto enjoyed most excellent health, and always boasted of the firmness of my nerves, but I believe that exercise and amusement would soon drive away such symptoms. And I promised myself both of these, when my creation should be complete." He was so obsessed that even his own happiness and amusement came second to his obsession of creating life. My second quote is Victor explaining his mistakes of obsession to Walter. He says, "You may easily perceive, Captain Walton, that I have suffered great and unparalleled misfortune. I had determined once that the memory of these evils should die with me, but you have won me to alter my determination. You seek for knowledge and wisdom as I once did, and I ardently hope that the gratification of your wishes may not be a serpent to sting you, as mine has been." Victor regrets his pursuit of the principle of life because it ruined him. For the final link to the modern world, obsession has been proven to be bad when you start isolating yourself from the world. It causes you to do whatever it takes to achieve your goal, dangerous or not, no matter the cost, good or bad. Here's a quote that well represents obsession. Obsession is the single most wasteful human activity because with an obsession, you keep coming back and back and back to the same question and never get an answer. This is by Norman Mailer. Obsession can make you do crazy things no matter who you are. In conclusion, the novel Frankenstein has 3 main warnings to modern science. Be careful when making a being stronger than man. Knowledge can be very dangerous, and obsession ruins everything. Here is one last quote that goes with every point I mentioned today. Your scientists were so preoccupied with whether they could that they didn't stop to think if they should, by Dr. Ian Malcolm. While this quote is from a movie, it is very true. This quote touches obsession and forgetting right and wrong, as well as making a being stronger than man and having knowledge none should ever have.